Welcome everyone to another video. Today we're looking at what if Civilization started over 2 human scenario, Age of Kingdoms. Quick episode because this is the only quick episode I want to do, and yeah, it's going to be the only one. Quick episodes will be probably something I do if I don't have time to make other videos. So yeah. But basically, we're going to have a look at Mesopotamia and then Carthage, because Carthage is going to do something. But in Mesopotamia, a succession crisis is brewing as the main son, the son of the main heir, is, well, actually the king of Mesopotamia. He's the first son, who's supposed to be the heir to the throne, is unwilling to become the heir because he wants to become a great general who would lead the people to greatness. And from that, he has asked his father many times to not be this great ruler. He wants to be a great general, do great deeds for his nation. But his father, being ever paranoid and ever unwanting, has said no many times. And the son is capable of warfare. He is like perfect at it. He can fight and he can win. But his father is too fixated on just something that the thought of him dying kind of breaks something in his heart, and he doesn't want that. But the nobles again support the first heir. And I'm gonna tell you guys something real quick. In Mesopotamia, it's seen as if you have complications at birth, that either means that something bad has connected to you and wants to lead you to a bad path, or you're cursed. And the second son the second prince had that. He had complications at birth, and his mother died from it. And it's thought that if your mother dies while you are still alive, and you were born from your mother while she was still alive, and then she dies, then it's considered not only a bad omen, but that means great bad things. Although the son is very adept in politics, and he's very social, he is very able to talk. The nobles don't support him. Only a few do, but those are still a small majority. They are under other nobles, and the larger noble families have all the support behind them, and then they direct it towards a candidate for succession, and that's what they did. The first son is very much rooting for his brother, and he has multiple times told everyone that he doesn't want to become the king. But every time he does, the others just say, no, become king, future king. And they're very much. And this is brewing a succession crisis, I know. But currently we're going to see that the second son will start to send out some of his forces to try and see what's over here. He will do some stuff over here, but when he's done, he will go on to do a lot of things over here, and he will continue his campaigns along the borders of Mesopotamia to fix them and build them up. Sometimes he just goes wherever he wants, or wherever the troops want to go, or sometimes he just goes with the flow. Like over here, see, he just went with the flow. He kind of just went every part over here. He went to every single part, and he was like, yo, let's just go over here. And that's what they did. And eventually this kind of culminated in some extra areas going to the empire of Mesopotamia. And we quickly see the Mesoan empire, and we quickly see that these areas also come under his rule, and he quickly manages to unite a lot of people over here, even some Arabs who quickly seeing are mostly in this part and don't really know what to do with these new people that have taken their home territory. They are treated well by the second king, and so they start to support him and his succession crisis. Now the second son does want to become king. He is advocating for his older brother to become a general, but he is looked down upon because he was born wrong, as the emperor's people say. But he is going to actually turn out to be someone very great. While the succession crisis was going on over here, we see the northern Persian kingdom quickly moves up in these areas, taking them over and expanding their territories. While doing so, they decide to move a bit in these areas, trying to gain even more territory for themselves. Although the territory gaining hasn't gone pretty well, they do manage to do a lot of denting into these areas. By denting, I mean they managed to expand a lot, and same with this guy. Although the southern Persian kingdom does not expand as much, they do manage to expand quite a bit, and that just becomes their thing. While this southern Persian nation turns out to actually start to like expansion, and once they start to like it, they start to expand a lot. And once they have done so, we quickly see that once they reach this bay, they have started to reach in near this Omanian, how do I say this, colony. And with that being the thing, Omania starts to see them in a bad light. Now going over here, we see that Djibouti will go to war with these guys, trying to take them over, but Ethiopia will be able to push them back over here in some form. Although they do not push them back fully, they do manage to take them out in a large part. While the main offensive might have looked to be over here, it was actually over here. And once the main offensive was the false offensive was done, and the main offensive had actually started to stall, the king of Djibouti quickly took the areas that he desired, and he kind of chopped off a bit of Ethiopia. And we see Ethiopia doesn't really like that, even though they should have seen it coming. And well, they decide that it's around time that they should do something about it. One thing they do is expand in to these areas. They do expand a lot, causing both of these guys to panic. And we see that this guy actually gets cut off when Somalia actually pushes into these territories, taking them over. And once they stop expanding, we see that this nation is now fully surrounded. But not only that, but because they are having a crisis currently, parts of their nation now want to take over every single part of the nation. This is some warlords that the king's son couldn't deal with, and we quickly see that this causes a large amount of warlords to appear. Although these warlords are either taken out or found out about before they can do anything, many in succession to each other manage to take over southern or many central pieces of land. And quickly we also see some stuff starting to happen as these rebellious groups start to move into these regions. With that, we also see that I will start to run out of time for this video, but we quickly see that in this war, Somaliland is technically, this is Somaliland, it's cut off from the sea and from the inland, and quickly we see that this guy decides that it's high time to both invade into Somaliland and take over also these territories over here, which they are superior in technology to. They also managed to do a lot over here, taking over these areas, and we also see that Ethiopia does the same, trying to gain more territory. Djibouti doesn't do anything just yet, but they do try and make some areas agree to join them, although it's currently futile. With that, we quickly will see that Carthage will start to annex lands from other nations. Currently, we see that this puppet over here has already been mostly taken over, although some southern parts weren't able to be taken, and we quickly see that these more western parts were also taken over, but these guys were compensated for these areas. With that, we see that this guy over here has been forced to give over these two islands, and Morocco has been forced to take over lands. Well, not take over, but give over. And Carthage isn't doing this because they really want to. They want to quickly just build up their forces. Also, I'm running out of time. See you guys. Bye. Also, like the video.